Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope just got herself into major trouble. You'd suppose that she'd have learned by now, but that doesn't feel to be the case at all. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Hope just got herself into major trouble. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that Hope Logan is about to get herself into some major trouble. That's because there's a good chance that she might be pregnant with Carter's baby. Yes, you read that right. She's not pregnant with Thomas's child or Finn's child for that matter. Rather, her passionate night with Carter might lead to a surprise gestation that no bone saw coming at each. It also seems like a lot of the Bold and the Beautiful suckers are on board with this plot. Some have indeed taken to social media to note on the matter with, "Now that will be intriguing to see Carter and Hope as a couple, and Hope getting pregnant now that will be delightful." How does Hope know that perhaps Hope can marry Carter? He's a good man and doesn't have configurations in his closet. Hope is a mama figure to Douglas, he's not her son. Paris is now his stepmama. And we'll see how Beth will feel that she'll have a family and a stepdad. We'll stay and see what happens. What's next for Hope Logan? Another addict wrote, so Hope went from Liam to Thomas to Finn to Carter in the blink of an eye? I'm interested to see how effects work out for Hope and Carter, but why does she have to fall for these men so snappily? And also there was this comment as well, Hope and Carter? What a horrible combination, and of course it won't work out because both of them don't know how to hang on to anybody. And a baby? So suddenly now she has the heart for Carter when she was just philandering over Finn a couple of days ago. What the hell are the pens doing? Hashtag Hope's journey so far, a brief recap. Hope Logan, portrayed by Annika Noel, is no stranger to conflict and difficult decisions. As the daughter of Brooke Logan and Deacon Sharp, Hope has grown up amid constant turmoil, both in her family and her love life. For years, her relationships with key figures like Liam Spencer and Thomas Forrester have kept viewers glued to the screen. From her troubled marriage to Liam to her complicated and often strained dynamic with Thomas, Hope's love life has always been a focal point of the Bold and the Beautiful. Over the past few years, Hope has struggled with her feelings towards these two men. Liam, who has been her on-again, off-again husband, has frequently been torn between Hope and Steffi Forrester. Meanwhile, Thomas, once obsessed with Hope, has slowly tried to redeem himself in her eyes. After years of manipulation and deception, Thomas claims to have changed. However, his love for Hope has never truly gone away, leading to the current predicament. Hashtag the beginning of Hope's new trouble. For the longest time, Hope was resolute in her commitment to Liam. Despite all the challenges they faced, including Liam's waffling between her and Steffi, she believed in their love and the family they were trying to build. However, Hope has begun to show cracks in that conviction. This shift has coincided with her growing closeness to Thomas, which many fans anticipated would lead to disaster sooner or later. The first sign of trouble began when Hope started working closely with Thomas at Forrester Creations. Thomas, a talented designer, has always been integral to Hope's fashion line, Hope for the Future. As they spent more time together, it became clear that Thomas was still in love with Hope, despite his promises to change. More alarmingly, Hope seemed to develop feelings for him as well, or at least a deep emotional connection that she had previously denied. As their professional relationship intensified, so did the tension. Liam, naturally wary of Thomas given his history of obsession with Hope, expressed his concerns multiple times. Liam's jealousy and anxiety only further strained his marriage to Hope. Still, Hope reassured him that Thomas was a changed man and that their relationship was strictly professional. However, it was clear to viewers that there was more brewing beneath the surface. Hashtag the fateful moment, crossing the line with Thomas. The moment Hope crossed a line came as a shock to both viewers and characters on the show. In a highly emotional scene, Hope found herself alone with Thomas, and what had been an innocent working relationship took a romantic turn. Hope and Thomas shared a passionate kiss, something that felt like it had been building for months. The kiss represented a turning point in Hope's storyline, not only because it signaled the start of a potential affair but also because it showed that Hope was no longer in control of her emotions. The kiss immediately sent shockwaves through Hope's life. The guilt of betraying Liam weighed heavily on her, and she tried to downplay the incident. However, it was impossible to ignore the fact that her feelings for Thomas had clearly evolved. She could no longer hide behind the facade of professionalism, and her internal conflict was written all over her face. To make matters worse, this kiss wasn't an isolated incident. Hope and Thomas began sharing more intimate moments, and it became clear that they were both grappling with their emotions. Thomas, for his part, was elated. After years of longing for Hope, he finally believed that she might return his feelings. However, Hope was far more conflicted. She still loved Liam, but her attraction to Thomas was undeniable. Liam's discovery and the fallout. Liam, ever the suspicious husband, began to notice changes in Hope's behavior. She was more distant, and her constant defense of Thomas raised red flags. Liam had always been wary of Thomas, and now his worst fears were being realized. Despite his love for Hope, Liam couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The truth came to light in a heartbreaking moment when Liam discovered Hope and Thomas together in a compromising position. This moment shattered Liam's trust in Hope, and their already fragile marriage began to crumble. Liam, who had been through so much with Hope, was devastated by the betrayal. The idea that Hope, who had always been portrayed as the moral compass of the show, could cheat on him was a bitter pill to swallow. Liam confronted Hope, and the emotional confrontation was one of the most intense scenes in recent Bold and the Beautiful history. Hope tried to explain her actions, but there was no denying that she had crossed a line. Liam, hurt and angry, made it clear that this might be the end of their relationship. The betrayal was too much for him to handle, especially given Thomas's history of manipulation. Thomas's role, has he really changed? One of the biggest questions looming over this storyline is Thomas's role in the whole ordeal. While Thomas claims to have changed and genuinely wants to be a better person, his past behavior makes it difficult for anyone to fully trust him. Thomas's obsession with Hope in the past led him down a dark path, one that included manipulation, deceit, and even endangering the lives of those around him. However, since then, Thomas has worked hard to redeem himself. He sought therapy, apologized for his past actions, and has tried to rebuild his relationships with those he hurt. His feelings for Hope, though, have never gone away, and now that she's reciprocating those feelings, it's unclear whether Thomas can handle the situation maturely. Many fans are divided on whether Thomas has truly changed or if this is just another step in his long-standing obsession with Hope. If Thomas is using Hope's vulnerability to get closer to her, it could spell disaster for both of them. On the other hand, if Thomas genuinely wants to be with Hope and is willing to be patient and respectful, there's a chance they could build a healthy relationship. Regardless, Thomas's history makes him a volatile character, and his presence in Hope's life is likely to continue causing problems. Brooke and Ridge, the fallout spreads. Of course, in true Bold and the Beautiful fashion, Hope's actions have repercussions that extend far beyond her marriage to Liam. Brooke Logan, Hope's mother, has always been fiercely protective of her daughter. However, Brooke has her own complicated history with Ridge Forrester and the Forrester family, making this situation even more delicate. Brooke has never trusted Thomas, and she's been vocal about her concerns. She believes that Thomas will always be a threat to Hope, and this latest development only solidifies her fears. Brooke's relationship with Ridge, who is Thomas's father, will undoubtedly be tested by this situation. Ridge, while supportive of his son's growth, is aware of Thomas's past mistakes. However, Ridge also wants to believe that his son has changed and deserves a chance at happiness. The tension between Brooke and Ridge is palpable as they find themselves on opposite sides once again. Brooke will likely blame Thomas for leading Hope astray, while Ridge may argue that Hope is equally responsible for her actions. This could lead to yet another rift between the two, as their differing opinions on the matter threaten to tear them apart. Hope's inner turmoil. Perhaps the most compelling aspect of this storyline is Hope's inner conflict. For so long, Hope has been portrayed as the moral center of the bold and the beautiful, someone who always tries to do the right thing. However, her recent actions have shown a more complex side to her character. Hope is clearly struggling with her feelings, torn between her love for Liam and her growing attraction to Thomas. Hope's guilt is evident, but she also seems to be questioning what she truly wants. Is she still in love with Liam, or has their relationship run its course? Is Thomas the man she's meant to be with, or is she simply confused and vulnerable? These are the questions that Hope will have to grapple with in the coming weeks, and her choices will have a lasting impact on everyone involved. #the consequences. What's next for Hope? As Hope's life continues to spiral out of control, the consequences of her actions are becoming increasingly dire. Her marriage to Liam is hanging by a thread, and it's unclear whether they can recover from this betrayal. Meanwhile, her relationship with Thomas is still in its infancy, and it's uncertain whether they can build something real or if their connection is doomed from the start. In addition to her personal relationships, Hope's career could also be affected. Her fashion line, Hope for the Future, is closely tied to her professional partnership with Thomas. If things go south between them, it could jeopardize her work at Forrester Creations. Moreover, the scandal of her affair could damage her reputation within the company, especially if it becomes public knowledge. As the bold and the beautiful moves forward, Hope will have to face the consequences of her choices. Will she be able to repair her marriage to Liam, or is it too late? Will she pursue a relationship with Thomas, or will she realize that it's a mistake? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Hope has gotten herself into major trouble, and there's no easy way out. #fan reactions, a divided audience. The current storyline has left bold and the beautiful fans divided. Some viewers are thrilled by the twist, excited to see Hope explore her